You determine my work time by the phone log? Then I will too. TL. Dear at the end. I was working for a company that had recently had some rapid turnover of managers and people. I worked for one of the two customer service departments. My department handles service calls, and the other department handles incoming orders. We had been without a manager for several months and were doing pretty well. Our new manager comes on board and wants to change things up and use fairly useless metrics to judge things. I had been at the company for many years at that point, so I could do the work in either department without a problem. On days I was scheduled to work the later shift 19, I would come in a couple of hours early to help enter orders for the other team. Because of the loss of people, this was really needed. One of the days I was in early, my new manager took me aside to talk. She told me how she appreciated me coming in early to help. But there was an issue. I was logging into the phone queue after my starting time. She showed me a report that I had logged into the phone late several times. Usually a minute or two. But there was one time I was 7 minutes late. I explained that I am usually in the building on time or early, but don't usually log into the phone if I get distracted by a question or if I am in early entering orders. She told me late was late and the phone log was her determining factor. Going forward after that, I stopped coming in early and focused on logging in on time. I wouldn't talk work with anyone until I logged into the phone. About a week went by before the manager noticed that I wasn't coming in early anymore and asked me about it. I told her that I didn't want anything distracting me and keeping me from logging in on time. She was pissed, but couldn't do anything about it. She continued to micromanage our departments until half of my department went to a direct competitor and named her as the reason they were leaving. She lasted 2 days after that. TL. Dear new manager complains that I was late to work for not logging into the phone on time. I was coming in early to help another of her departments, which is why I was late. I stopped coming in early and made sure to do no work until I logged into my phone. She lasted 2 days after that, and no doubt she blamed everyone else and never learned her lesson. Good example of picking your battles poorly. I figured out exactly what my metrics are and I absolutely rock at making those shine. The rest of it happens if and when I feel like it. Good for you. Always know how you are measured. And that was the hill she died on. Did you go the direct competitor? Okay, so the real question is, how do these dumb people get managing jobs when they clearly have no clue how to manage people? Blows my mind, but it is a never-ending cycle. Manglement going to mangle. Yeah. When exit interviews point out a specific individual driving employees away, higher-ups tend to notice. Then they either promote them, great job on getting the deadwood out, or fire them. Do you know how much it costs to interview for a single position? And because of you we have to spend 7 times that. We had been without a manager for several months and were doing pretty well. Quote, Big boss, I know what this team really needs. A manager. Quote, I guess this why you don't help beyond your duties. A fool and their job are soon parted. Half the posts on this sub are about minitirants trying to establish dominance using useless excuses and ultimately failing massively. Mediocre managers are the bane of the leadership ladder. I don't understand managers that think that this style makes you more productive. Short-sighted twits. Named her as the reason they were leaving. How many times has it been said, people don't leave jobs. They leave. Bad managers never work for free. Late is late. Managers need to be fed to fire ants. Get approval to help other departments. Then come in early and log into the phone under the code for assistance. If there isn't a procedure for that, get the people who you are helping to make a fuss about it and get that fixed. The smallest thing cost her that job. You could say she microed her management. Why do people come into anything thinking they already know everything about every situation, or even think they know better than everybody else who has been there for any amount of time? That always pisses me off. They don't even have to be narcissists in order to FFFF that up. They just have to be newbies. This is why nobody likes fresh college graduates, especially those with officer training under their belts. They sure think they already know everything and love to ruin the lives of everybody below them on the ladder. Hell, they will even challenge people above them. I think this is a shining example of the Peter Principle in action. https en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Peter Principle.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EbyssianSky is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.